Good morning, everyone. We are gathered here again today for the pre-bid conference for goods and services under invitation to bid number 2025-001 for two contracts or two PRs. We are live via our YouTube channel DPWH Davao de Oro, First DEO Procurement LS, in compliance to Department Order number 6 series of 2024, which directs us to live stream procurement activities for accountability and transparency of procurement processes.
Before we proceed, may I ask the back secretariat to please acknowledge all who are present, including observers, if there's any for today's activity.
Good morning, Mr. Vice Chair. Acknowledging the presence of those who are present here in today's activity, presiding today are back Vice Chairperson, Sir Engineer Carlo Antonio T. Guzman,
Present.
along with the back members, regular member Ma'am Ivy L. Britannia,
Present.
provisional member Ma'am Engineer Perla P. Mamigo,
Present.
and provisional member Ma'am Engineer Nora C. Ibarle.
Present.
From the back TWG, headed by Ma'am Engineer Feby Grace A. Magadan,
Present.
together with Sir Engineer Archelito L. Sirpo Jr.,
Present.
and also a representative from the supply unit, Ma'am Flora May C. Maybanting.
Present.
From the back secretariat, headed by Ma'am Engineer Maria Shelby S. Supia,
Present.
together with Ma'am Verlin L. Melendez.
Present.
Also, we would like to acknowledge a prospective bidder for today's pre-bidding is Mr. Kevin Quijano of Photo Pro.
Present.
Also, Mr. Vice Chair, in accordance with Section 13.1 of the revised IRR of RA number 9184, the Bids and Awards Committee has sent notice of procurement activities to the following observers who may attend and observe all stages of the procurement: to the Commission of Audit representative of this office, to the Nabunturan Chamber of Commerce Incorporated, to the Nabunturan Integrated Cooperative, and also to the Crime and Corruption Watch International Incorporated. Present here today's pre-bidding is Mr. Ray B. Reco-Studio of CCWI. While the Commission of Audit representatives will be watching this via live stream on our YouTube channel. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Rovigen Britannia. Since the majority of the back members are present here today, so we are in quorum, and I hereby declare the pre-bid conference of goods and services in order. We have a preset agenda for this pre-bid conference for goods. First, the brief presentation of the contract to be procured, which includes basic contract data, requirements of bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the bidder, technical and financial components of the bid, criteria and procedure of eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects and awards, and the three-strike policy. Second is the question, comments from the bidders and replies of the back and other representative of the procuring entity. Third, summary proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. And four, the other matters. Any motion for other matters to be included in the agenda? If there's none, may I know the pleasure of the body?
I move to adopt the agenda of the pre-bid conference.
I second the motion.
It has been moved by Engineer Perla P. Mamigo and seconded by Ms. Ivy Britannia, and with no objection, the motion to adopt this agenda is hereby approved. First, in order of business, is the explanation of the basic contract data. This will be presented to us by Engineer Maria Shelby Hupia, Head of Procurement Unit.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I will be presenting to you the contract data for the two PRs that will be scheduled for bidding. First, contract ID 25GLA0001 with PR number 2025-07-050 dated 7/10/2025. Contract name, supply and delivery of consolidated inventory / common office supplies for use in the DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro, CY 2025-3rd quarter. Contract location, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st DEO, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Brief description of goods to be procured. Ball pen, 0.7 mm, black 12 pieces per box. Battery AA E91B4, BB4 black. Battery AAA E92 BP4 black. Bond paper A4 70 GSM 210 by 297 mm. Bond paper A3 70 GSM 297 by 420 mm and 11 other items. Approved budget for the contract ABC, 1,496,275 pesos only. Source of funds, EO FY 2024. Delivery date of goods, 20 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 5,000 pesos only. For the second contract with contract ID 25GLA0002 with PR number 2025-07-053 dated 7/11/2025 with contract name supply and delivery of consolidated printer consumables for use in the DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro, CY 2025-3rd quarter. Contract location, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st DEO, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Brief description of goods to be procured. Drum unit 512 black, pickup roller, toner TN321 black, toner TN321 magenta, toner TN321 yellow, and 48 other items. Approved budget for the contract ABC, 2,981,445 pesos only. Source of fund, EO FY 2024. Delivery date of goods, 20 calendar days. And cost of bidding documents, 5,000 pesos only. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Hopia, for your brief explanation of the supply items to be procured. Next in the order of business is the requirements of the bidding documents. Documents to be submitted by the bidders. Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects and awards, and the 3-strike policy, which will be presented through audio-visual presentation.
Requirements of the bidding documents. To participate and qualify in our procurement activity, interested bidders are required to read the following documents. 1. Instruction to bidders. 2. Bid data sheet. 3. General conditions of the contract. 4. Special conditions of the contract. 5. Bill of quantities. 6. Drawings and specifications, if there is any. All documents mentioned are all uploaded to the PhilGEPS and DPWH websites. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents from the Procurement Unit of DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the PhilGEPS and DPWH websites, provided that the bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bid documents not later than the deadline of the submission of the bids. Bidders are strongly advised to read each provisions because specific instructions that must be submitted and required are clearly incorporated in the instruction to bidders and the general conditions of the contract. Documents to be submitted by the bidder's technical component of the bid. 1. DTI or SEC Certificate of Registration. 2. Valid Mayor's Permit. 3. Statement of ongoing government or private projects, including contracts recently awarded but not yet started. 4. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract for contracts that is similar to the contract to be bid of at least 50% of the ABC. 5. Computation of net financial contracting capacity. 6. Audited financial statement duly received by the BIR. 7. Income tax return, filed in the preceding year and paid through BIR electronic filing and payment system. 8. Tax clearance. 9. Bid security, technical specification. 10. Delivery schedule. 11. Warranty security, if applicable. 12. Brochures of the offered equipment, if applicable. 13. Omnibus sworn statement, 10 items, in accordance to revised GPPB form. 14. Secretary certificate and board resolution, if applicable. Financial component of the bid. 1. Bid form. 2. Duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. 3. Detailed estimate, including summary sheet documents, must be current and updated at the time to bidding. Failure to attach any of the requirement or any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the mentioned checklist is a ground for outright rejection of the bid or will fall as non-compliant. Criteria and procedure for eligibility. Check. Preliminary examination of bids. Detailed evaluation of bids. Post-qualification. Status of ongoing projects and awards. Bidders shall submit all required documents in 2 envelope system. 1 envelope containing 3 envelopes. First envelope containing original copy of the technical and financial components of the bid. Second envelope contains copy 1, which are the certified true copy of the technical and financial components of the bid, and third envelope contains copy 2, which are also certified true copy of the technical and financial components of the bid. The entries in the bill of quantities shall be handwritten and shall be signed by the duly authorized representative. Bid prices shall be limited to 2 decimal places only. During the opening of the bids, the BAC, with the assistance of the BAC Technical Working Group, will conduct detailed bid evaluation of all the bids using non-discretionary criteria, wherein it requires the completeness of the bid. The bidders must meet the following eligibility requirements. 1. Submission of the valid and up-to-date required technical and financial documents. 2. The cost of the bidder's SLCC is at least 50% of the ABC of the project to be procured. 3. The bidder's NFCC is at least equal to ABC of the project to be procured. Bidders with lowest bid during the opening of the bids is not guaranteed to be awarded for the contract. All bid documents are still subjected to detailed bid evaluation and post-qualification with the assistance of the BAC TWG. Once post-qualified, the bidder will be declared as the lowest calculated or responsive bid and will be subsequently awarded the contract.
3-strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contract. In order to establish a fair and transparent system for managing offenses committed by bidders in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services projects through public bidding, the Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH, hereby introduces an updated 3-strike policy. Classification of offenses that triggers the 3-strike policy and exception. Withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. Submission of late bids without valid reasons, as determined by the BAC. Submission of patently insufficient bid. A patently insufficient bid refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. The determination of whether a bidder committed such an offense may occur as outlined below. During eligibility screening and/or shortlisting, submission of an expired certificate of Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System registration, Platinum membership, or a certificate of Fill GPS certification containing expired Class A legal and financial documents as determined during the eligibility screening. Failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, and curriculum vitae in the application for eligibility and shortlisting, which are evaluated during the shortlisting for consulting services projects. During bid evaluation, failure to submit required bid forms, as outlined in Annex C detailing the complete list of required bid forms. Submission of incomplete, insufficient, or defective documents due to then non-inclusion and/or omission of mandatory provisions and statements for the required bid forms, as per Annex C outlining the mandatory provisions of required forms. Submission of an unnotarized bid securing declaration, an omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreement, or statements from all the potential joint venture partners, with the exception during the declaration of state of calamity, or implementation of community quarantine or similar restrictions declared or being implemented either in the locality of the procuring entity, PE, or of the bidder. Submission of the bid form, price schedules, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreement, JVA, without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder or its authorized representative. During post-qualification, participation in bidding for consulting services or good and services contracts by a bidder whose business type category, as indicated on the mayor's permit, does not match or unrelated to the contract being bid for, as determined during post-qualification process. Participation in bidding for infrastructure projects by a bidder whose allowable range of contract costs, as indicated on the PCAB license, does not match with the specific requirements of the infrastructure project being bid for in terms of category, classifications, and size ranges. Enforcement and penalties. If a bidder commits any of the three major offenses DART acts listed above 3 times within a year, starting from the approval date of the resolution recommending the imposition of Strike 1, first warning, which is counted as Day 1 through Day 365. And if these 3 offenses are of a similar or identical nature, it will trigger the enforcement of the stipulated administrative penalty: suspension from participating in all DPWH procurement activities and entering into contract with any DPWH procuring entity. Subsequently, as per the procedure outlined in Annex A, this may result in the blacklisting of the suspended bidder, thereby disqualifying the bidder from participating in any government procurement activities for a period of 1 year. In conjunction with blacklisting, the bidder will also face bid security forfeiture and must comply with the enforcement of the bid securing declaration's conditions.
The 1 and its subsections. We will now proceed with Agenda 2, which is the question, comments from interested bidders, and replies of the back. Is there any questions or comments from interested bidders? How about from our online viewers? Hearing none, we will now proceed to the last agenda, which is the summary of proceeding, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued, which will be discussed by Ms. Verlyn Melendez from the Procurement Unit.
All the needed information were discussed and well explained by all the resource persons. I would like to remind the interested bidders to visit from time to time the PILJEPS and DPWH websites, especially 7 days before the opening of bids for possible issuance of supplemental bid bulletins. The deadline of the submission of bids will be on or before August 26, 2025 until 9 a.m. The opening of bids will be conducted in the second floor conference room, DPWH Davao de Oro, 1st District Engineering Office, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Bids shall be addressed to the back chairperson, Engineer Rico R. Rubin, DPWH Davao de Oro, 1st District Engineering Office, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Please take note that the submission of bids for goods and services shall be done manually. There is no electronic bid submission. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. All of the business in the agenda were already taken into considerations. May I know the pleasure of the body?
I move to adjourn the pre-bid conference.
Second the motion.
It has been moved by Ms. Ivy Britannia and seconded by Engineer Perla P. Mamigo. And with no objection, this pre-bid conference for goods and services is now adjourned.